Hello.
Hey.
Hey.
Welcome Alexis Cristaldi to the pod.
Woo, thanks for having me, guys. I'm very
yeah.
excited about this.
One half of serving blunt.
Oh.
Just are you serving or are you blunt?
Oh, I'm full blunt.
Yeah, she's definitely blunt.
I would say I'm blunt. One of my favorite sayings is that I made. My saying, TM, is confidence is key. Because I think it's true. You have to go full cunt forward in life, right? So, yeah, I'm the blunt half of serving blunt.
Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah. I, for one, am glad that, like, cunt has re-entered the lexicon.
Oh,
like,
my
women
God.
have brought it back. It's like, I love when people reclaim things so then I can start using them.
Yeah.
Like, tranny's coming back, dude.
Yeah.
Tranny's coming back.
Feel it?
Yeah,
Yep.
retarded's fully back.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Gays-
dude, you
gays
can get away
on
with
the way.
retarded now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice.
But cunt, yeah, cunt's a great word. It should never have left.
It's phenomenal.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
phenomenal.
it rolls off the tongue so
Yeah.
nicely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
In a positive light. Have you heard it on Euphoria? Like, I feel like we can thank the gays and Gen Z for the resurgence of the word. I would say, the gays brought it back, right?
Yeah.
Gay, like, drag queens and stuff, the gay culture brought it back. And then Gen Z is like, yas queen, full cunt. And then Euphoria has made it into, like, a horrible word all over again. Like, they're, like, wearing glitter on their face, and they're like, you fucking cunt! And it's like, Jesus Christ, act how you look. What is happening right now? Yeah.
do you like Euphoria?
No. No.
Really? Why?
It's everything that when I was, I don't know, I feel like it's showing, let me rephrase. I think the show is good. I think the audience that it's pushing for is not like the people that should be watching it. Like, I don't think that teenagers should be influenced by this show, and teenagers are fully watching this show.
Yeah.
And that being said, I do think it's very enjoyable, but it's hard for me to watch and, like, enjoy and then have kids coming in, like, because I wait on kids and I hear them talk with their it super is though, like,
well, yeah, I mean, is it a bad influence, or is it like or are they already doing that shit, so it's, you know,
it's just showing the life.
It's funny, I agree, but I had a different reason, which is that I don't think that older people should be clearly jerking off to depictions of high schoolers. Like, the whole thing is like, look how hot Sydney Sweeney is. Yeah. Look how hot Jacob Elordi is.
That's a
Which
great
is,
point.
Great. It's true, but, like, yeah, you got 30-year-olds being like,
no, that's a really great point.
Fucking Drake produced that show.
That makes sense. That checks. Hey, that checks.
Goodbye, Gary.
Yeah, as soon as I finish my food, Gary is like, pod dog is, I'm fucking out.
Well, he's like, I get the plate, right? Let me lick the brownie batter out of the bowl.
No.
I was gonna say any show that shows Sydney Sweeney's tits that much is not that bad, dude.
This is like Kenny's main contribution to this podcast. It's like every other episode, just a quick reminder.
Sydney Sweeney has nice tits.
Sydney Sweeney's got the can.
In case you were wondering.
No, I was happy about Emma Stone tits also.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
True. Yeah.
When did Emma Stone show her tits?
In that movie, Poor Things.
Oh.
Yeah.
Those Poor Things.
Probably more than half the movie, she's naked.
The whole premise is that, like, I haven't seen the movie, but from what I gather, that she has some kind of operation. She gets in an accident, and to save her...
No, she tries to kill herself.
Right.
Is what it is. She was pregnant. So Willem Dafoe is like this crazy scientist guy.
Yeah.
And he puts the baby's brain into the mom's head to save at least one of them. But so she's baby brained. And then he, like, grows her up. And then she, like, goes on this trip and then becomes a whore. Pretty much how
it happens.
That's what it is.
I don't know what it says. I don't know what says more. If it's the fact that, like, I haven't heard about this naked scene, or not naked scene, half the movie. I'm surprised that I haven't. Is it like her is it?
She won an Oscar for it.
Yeah.
She won an Oscar for being naked for half the film.
No, for the movie. For the movie, yeah.
Specifically, they showed the naked parts.
Yeah, she got the male vote.
What happened? Yeah. No, but or is it she's respected so much that they were like, no, the acting was phenomenal.
It was a good movie. I don't know.
Yeah, I think the commentary is really interesting. I mean, talking about, like, pedophilia, which has become a oddly prevalent theme in the show too. that like I think a lot of it was a commentary on like men's interest in a woman who's in an adult body but has the brain of a child, like who like women to be hot and dumb. I think that was a big part of the appeal. I was disappointed that the woman from the Scorsese movie,
which one?
Killers of the Flower Moon.
Yeah,
I forget her name. Lily Gladstone. Her performance was fucking incredible, and I hoped she'd win, but whatever. The joke I made last time was just that they made a movie about like a woman's baby brain in a woman's adult body, so
that is
just about a regular woman, pretty much.
That genuinely seems like a fun, like, philosophical thesis that I would want to dive into. That sounds like not fun, but like interesting, right?
For sure,
super interesting.
I mean, like, if I had gone through puberty with the body that I have today, I would have become whatever equivalent of a whore was available to me. Because that's how your hormones are. That's how it goes. So yeah. It was a smart idea.
Do you remember a few years ago when people were, I don't know, it is interesting how pedophilia is becoming so prevalent, I would say. Do you remember a few years ago when they were talking about sympathizing with people that were pedophiles?
Yeah.
Because it wasn't their fault?
Yep.
And like
they wanted to get added to like the LGBT.
Yeah, that's what it was, like getting it part of the flag, favorite. And that was wild.
So sad that didn't happen. It would be the funniest because it would be like the straw that breaks the camel's back. It's like even some hardcore like LGBTers would have been like, enough is enough.
All right, dude, I'm out.
I'm out. No. Yeah, Pete Buttigieg would.
I'm not a Q anymore, dude.
I'm ready to go to sleep.
But yeah, they tried to rebrand them to minor attracted persons.
Yeah.
MAPS. Which is also a funny thing to call somebody. He's a MAP, bro. But yeah, I think we might have talked about this briefly, but it's like it's one of the last taboos. Yeah. Like pretty much every taboo is going. You see like on porn websites like incest, we're chipping away at incest. That's almost there.
So close. You sound excited about it. You sound.
I mean, I'm an only child, so I'm exempt from from this like particular realm. But incest.
Enough real sisters and real moms get caught in a dryer, and we're gonna be there, dude.
That and bestiality.
Yeah.
Those are the last ones. I can't think of any others. I think those are the last three.
My friend sent me a video of someone fucking a chicken.
Hell yeah. Those are always thrown around.
Why?
Yeah.
Why do I need to see this?
I remember those from like early internet days, like 2008 to 13.
Yeah, Mr.
Like,
Hands and all those.
There was...
that one's wild, yeah.
Just not great things, you know?
I saw a video the other day of a guy, like this young guy, like probably 15, 16-year-old dude, who was like on vacation in Vietnam with his parents. Mm-hmm. And they were there for a long time, so he got to know this family that lived nearby on this farm. And so he would go there every day and just to like hang out with the animals. And the family was like, oh, it's just a kid, he's interested in the animals. And then they started getting like weirded out by like how much time the kid would spend alone with the horse. And eventually they saw on security cams that he was fucking the horse every day. And what's crazy to me is that the video shows is them confronting the father about it. Which is like might be even more brutal than watching the kid fuck the horse.
Jesus
Just watching a
Christ.
Dad get told.
That your kid is.
This is what your son is doing.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Can you imagine?
That's puberty for you.
You're isolated. You're Jesus Christ, man. Like that's.
See, this is why Poor Things was a good movie, is they explore the pubescent mindset.
Like, logistically, there had to be, like, a ladder involved, right? Logistically, there was a ladder, there was something, I wonder...
Or he's got wild upper body strength.
Like, that's it.
Just get him in gymnastics, my guy.
Right, yeah.
Was it a female or a male horse? Like, what are,
Excellent question, and not asked enough.
Not asked enough.
I don't know.
I just assumed a female horse.
Yeah, but, you would assume just a female horse.
I mean, he must have been a competent lover, because like the first thing they say is never to go behind a horse, because they'll get spooked and kick you
instantly.
And
he knows that, so He knows that.
Making all these assumptions about
he's like, no, man, the pussy was so good. I fucking I risked a back kick.
You ever had pussy?
Yeah. Is that where the word hussy comes
Yeah, exactly.
from?
Exactly. Oh, man.
But yeah, it'll get there. I mean, I had an experience. I wonder if you've had this before, where like I was telling a joke for a while, and I was like, "This is a great joke," and then I realized it was somebody else's. Like I was just trolling YouTube, and I found a Michael Shea clip where he's making the exact same joke, and I was like, "Fuck!" Like, gotta be careful with this. But anyway, the joke was, I don't understand why we can't fuck animals. I mean, we eat them, so isn't that worse? Like, wouldn't you rather be fucked than eaten? Like, if we're doing this, why do we make this distinction? And I guess, if you're thinking in good faith, the distinction is like we need food to survive, but you know, we need to fuck too.
Yeah, that's what all these incels popping up, dude.
Yeah, man. Yeah. What do you think of the incel craze, Alexis?
The incel craze? I don't like that.
Or the incel phenomenon. Incels in general. I don't know.
I think women need to stop getting blamed for shit. I think women need to I think certain guys need to grow the fuck up. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah, maybe if you got off your couch and stopped playing video games all the time, stop moping around, dude.
Like,
maybe you'd get yourself some pussy.
Maybe
not even, dude. I spend half my time on the couch playing video games, and I get laid from time to time.
No,
it's possible.
I don't know. Like,
I feel you though. You're right.
I feel like, and it's both with guys and girl, because girls will be like, guys only want like a certain type of girl, and then guys, like, I think it's just certain types of people that are like, guys just want the asshole, or girls just want the asshole type of person. But sorry, my point is like, I've seen it with people being like, I'm a good guy, but they don't see the bad stuff necessarily wrong with them.
Yeah.
And
the cum stain shirts that they go out in and stuff like that.
Well, it's just like, okay, that Whatever podcast. Do you guys know that Whatever podcast? It's like this guy, and he brings up like a group of girls, half of which are like on his side.
Fuck.
I have.
You know what I'm talking about? And it's just like putting women. I don't know. It's just putting women down, and
is that where Gorlock the Destroyer
like double-ended. It's like all double-ended sword bullshit of like. Well, don't you want to take care of yourself if you're not hot, and then if you are hot, it's like, well, you're a slut for wanting all the attention, and like, it's just there's a lot. It's a very difficult subject, gentlemen. It's a very difficult subject. I don't know. There's a lot of bullshit when it comes to that side of the internet.
Yeah,
that's.
The good guy thing is like my perception of that has always been it's just guys that have this that got this idea in their head. I don't know where they got it, that like to get laid it's just you have to get a certain amount of good guy points. So it's like you hold a door for enough women, you buy enough drinks, you do enough of this or that, and then you're entitled.
Yeah, no,
to
exactly.
Getting laid. It's just like that's never been how it's worked.
Not how it goes.
And then when they don't, that's when guys start strangling people for no reason.
Right, yeah. Calling women sluts. It's like, don't you want them to be sluttier? Isn't that the problem?
Isn't that? Well, no, and it's like, it's that classic like, wow, you're hot, and then she says no, and it's like, well, you're a slut and ugly anyway. Like, it's like, okay, well.
Dude, I see girls post those, like, DMs with people, like, exactly like that, like, twice a month, at least.
Those
just random dudes. It's so funny, dude.
I mean, I'm not happy that women are being harassed online, but it is funny. And it's the kind of thing.
No, but it's how quick it switches. It's just so funny.
It's also funny because it's just like you're living your life. Like, it's not like we're seeking out. You know what I mean? Like, half the time you're not necessarily seeking out attention. People just like. Anyway, so like, and then all of a sudden you're getting bombarded with like you're hot, and then when you don't respond or you do like decline because it's just like maybe you're feeling uncomfortable or something, then it's all of a sudden you're like all these other names, and it's like it's just a Tuesday, my dude. Like I'm just trying to live my life.
Right, yeah. There's no consideration to like what the other person might have going on in their life.
No.
It's just all based around you. It's like your fucking mom could have died that day. And that's why you're not responding to this person's message. Yeah, I mean, I like seeing those just because like I've sent my fair share of embarrassing messages, as have we all. Get a few drinks in me and like said something I regret, and then think the next morning, man, I'm such a piece of shit. And then I see those, and I'm like, oh, I'm fine.
Yeah.
I'm doing all right, all things considered. But yeah, I don't think that it's funny. You see, like there are like intellectuals out there that are arguing that like sex should be rationed out. And like obviously that's insane, but at the same time,
I've seen a porn like that. I think
literally there is porn.
They're like, that's a good idea.
Yeah. Do you know what free use is?
I was just yeah.
There's this like subcategory of free use that's like has this like these captions with this premise of like since the free use laws were enacted.
Yeah.
So it's like it's just like in some imaginary state or country.
Yeah.
You can just fuck whoever at any
long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
Right. Yeah. Oh man, wouldn't that be great? But at the same time, I do think it is concerning how many guys. I mean, this is the school shooter epidemic. Like this is.
Yeah.
We got to do something about this. I don't know.
I mean,
they go hand in hand, definitely, but.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, would you also argue that it goes back to people having too much screen time at the very end of the day?
For sure, yeah.
I mean, too much screen time, and it doesn't help just continuing to be behind a screen, being upset.
Yeah, I mean
your balls fill up with cum.
Like has like deleterious effects on your social skills, first of all, but also like you're constantly being inundated of these images of like if you just like looked at Pornhub, for example, you could convince yourself that everybody's fucking all the time.
Yeah,
everybody's.
Well, that's what the ads say.
That's what the ads exactly. So
there's hot young singles in my area, dude. I know
you want to fuck me now.
So you end up feeling like you're the only one not participating in this. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just that blame game though is just I hate it. Take some responsibility in your life.
Yeah.
Take some fucking responsibility in your life.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
No, I agree.
Yeah, become a stand-up comedian.
Yeah. Somebody said, I want to say it was Josh Pick. He was like stand-up comedians were this close away from being like school shooters, but they were funny, like something like that.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. A comedy routine is basically a manifesto.
Like.
Especially some people's more than others.
Yeah. I've given a couple manifestos.
Yeah. That song Doer's been doing, I feel like that's his manifesto.
That's a manifesto.
Yeah.
I haven't heard it.
Huh?
I haven't heard it.
Oh, he does it at Nudia sometimes. He's like,
is
like
it the
a lot of
woman
shooby-doo bop, shooby. It's very funny.
Oh man, Doer makes me sad.
Yeah, dude.
Like that it passes the line of like this is a funny thing to witness to like fuck. Like,
yeah,
this is tough. What else is going on in the world? We were going to talk about the Nickelodeon documentary.
Yeah.
You haven't seen it, so we can tell you.
Yeah.
So Nickelodeon apparently, like, a lot of those shows were filled with bizarre sexual innuendo that obviously you don't pick up on as a kid, but you look back on and there's like no mistaking it. There's like cum shots and like dicks drawn on kids, all sorts of wild shit. And Dan Schneider, the guy who ran everything, was clearly into that stuff. He would have people like give him massages on set. He was like abusive in the writer's room, all that stuff. He didn't have any like allegations of anything illegal thrown at him, but there were. He was
just kind of a dickhead.
Yeah, he was just an asshole. He was just a shitty boss.
Yeah.
But there were a couple guys. One guy in particular named Brian Peck. Interestingly, the same last name as Josh Peck. I don't know if I don't think there's any relation. I think that would have been discussed.
Nope.
But he apparently he was Drake Bell's dialogue coach on the Amanda Show,
and then Drake and
Josh,
Yep.
and he like built a relationship with him where he raped him repeatedly
many times
over the course of I don't know how long, but like it was a while. So what do you think of that? You got any jokes to say about that?
Well, I did actually. I did have some jokes to say about that, but it's very intense, obviously.
Hit it.
I mean, do you think that Josh Peck lost all of his weight once he turned 17? Because like,
He's a little jealous.
He was like, I want to slide under the radar, sort of like fat kids don't get touched type of, I don't know, sort of his.
It'd be funny if that was his reason for gaining the weight.
Like no, exactly. That's another angle. Is like, he's just upset. He's like, it's not fair. And
what
then
the
once
fuck? That was a star too, dude.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
So
Drake gets everything. Actually, yeah, it might have. It worked out great for Josh. Yeah. All in all, I mean, like having to watch your buddy go through that's gotta suck. But like,
I don't think.
Do you think he knew?
I don't think anyone knew.
Do you think
is
he
what
knew?
they made it sound like?
I can buy that the kids wouldn't know because kids are dumb. They don't know anything. But if you were an adult in that orbit, you had to know that something was off.
Yeah.
The most tragic part, and you pointed this out, is the dad.
His dad, yeah, Drake's dad. Yeah. He was like, because he was the one that was like his manager for a while, and then the dude Brian Peck talked Drake into making his dad not be his manager anymore, and having like his mom do it instead or something, so that like he had more free reign to like be around him because his dad wasn't letting. His dad like sniped it out immediately.
Yeah.
Was like, don't go around that guy at all. He's like a weirdo. And then the mom was like letting him sleep over his house and shit.
Yeah, I mean, the dad even said that when he like handed the reins over because he had to legally, he insisted. He was like, "I do this under the condition that you do not let him
around that guy
without out of your sight, basically." And the mom just fucking. I thought she skated this documentary. Like they should. I thought they should have excoriated her.
Yeah,
but I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess this is already bad enough. She has to live with that.
Yep.
You know? Pretty tough.
It really is crazy the amount of like pedophile stories are in Hollywood. It really is wild. And I mean, it's horrible. Okay, it's horrible that it's all coming out now after the world has basically skewered these kids for having rambunctious like early 20s, and it's like, yeah, man, they were getting fucking diddled the whole time. They're trying to let loose some steam. They got exactly. They've got some shit going on.
Yeah.
And then it's like I don't know,
I had this thought the other day, like with the advent of AI and people freaking out about it's going to replace artists and actors and stuff. Maybe it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world if it completely replaced child actors.
Child actors, for sure.
It's always been a wild thing that, I mean, how could they possibly consent to such a thing?
No, exactly.
Yeah.
But your parents are the ones that are doing this for you.
And it seems to ruin most of their adult lives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, at least a good percentage of them.
Yeah, it's easier to name child stars whose lives were ruined than ones who were like, oh, they're doing fine now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Macaulay Culkin turned it around, though, my boy.
Yeah, Culkin. He did a Rogan interview a while back where I was like, he seems all right. Seems fun.
He had a fucking tough path, though, to get there.
He's
chilling now, though.
Was he on meth? He was on
some shit.
He was on some
heroin,
shit.
For sure.
He was on something.
Yeah, and once you're at heroin, you got to imagine pretty much everything else is in the mix, too.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's at least on the table. Like, it's an option, right? You're not doing heroin, and you're like, I say no to coke. Like,
right. Exactly. I don't know what that's mixed with.
Who knows? In my system, this temple, absolutely not.
Yeah, no uppers for me, please.
The devil's lettuce, absolutely.
I just don't understand the mentality of, like, wanting a job. Like, how can you not be suspicious of somebody who wants to work that intimately with kids all the time? Like, I don't know. I can see like a maternal, like chalking up women working with, like, teaching kindergarten and stuff to like a maternal instinct. But a dude in that context, like, dude, what are you doing?
Yeah, what's happening?
Yeah,
what's happening? And I mean, I don't know, but that's just like with all of these fucking people in power in Hollywood, right? Like, I'm sure people have known. It's just, it's not talked about. Right, is what it seems like. I mean, if we want to talk about that, like, slightly bringing up, like, the Cat Williams interview, when he was talking about all the people that, like Harvey Weinstein, like all he's like, you have to suck dick in order to move up, and he like called out Diddy. He was like, I never sucked his penis, and I'm like, P Diddy, or not P Diddy, Cat Williams saying penis. Favorite thing.
When Diddy calls you to party, you gotta say no.
Like, but
how prescient was that? I mean, that was like a week out of all these Diddy revelations.
Oh yeah, dude.
Like the Diddy revelations. That sounds like a Bible.
The Diddly revelations.
Diddly revelations.
Yes.
50 Cent's putting out a documentary called "Did He Do It?"
50 is maybe the coolest person alive.
He's a genius.
Maybe. Yeah. It's so
television
funny.
Genius.
The
Dude.
South Park episode, Diddy didn't do it. Did Diddy do it? Diddy didn't do it. Diddy did it.
Yeah, it is. It's funny that 50 has like achieved this place in the cultural space that like if you're a prominent black celebrity and you're getting in any kind of trouble, one of your first thoughts has to be like, "Fuck, 50
Cent's gonna cook me right now, dude."
On social media right now.
Honestly, I don't know. I don't know what's his social media comeback like. What do you mean?
50?
Yeah.
Oh, he's a comedian basically.
Oh,
He'll just
he makes fun of anyone who gets in any trouble. Is he like the 50
Cent, like, or the Wendy's of, like, you know how Wendy's always
kind of, yeah.
You're like, is it that type of?
But this is very like he clearly does not give a like.
He's great at it. Also,
he's great at it. He's hilarious. And like, if he has anybody in his life, any like PR people that are like, maybe you don't want to get your hands dirty with this particular topic, he does not listen to them.
Oh, so he's like ever. Trump in this.
Yeah, he's got similar instincts.
All right, okay.
Yeah.
Similar instincts to Trump.
I mean, the Floyd Mayweather beef was an all-time.
Oh, it was hysterical.
So good.
Yeah. Did you ever see that?
No.
Yeah, he challenged...
If you read one page of a Harry Potter book, I'll donate $750,000 to any charitable organization you choose.
Yeah, it happened around the Ice Bucket Challenge. 50 Cent was like, fucking Ice Bucket. I'll donate $750,000.
Dude, he's probably, like, I mean, you take it up with a fighter, you're like, dude, I took 11 bullets, and I'm still here.
Yeah.
Fuck you with your smack. Smack me up.
And
smack me up, bitch. See what happens. You think I won't live another day?
Yeah.
Like, I understand that. That's a bit of power that most, that, if you survive one bullet, I'm like, yeah, I got fucking shot. 11 bullets? Yeah. 11 bullets, you're God.
Yeah, there is nobody in the world can say in good faith, can call him a pussy.
No.
Anyway.
No.
It's funny you mentioned Trump. Like, Trump, I remember one of the things that stood out about him so much is that he shit on John McCain, which everybody was like, what the fuck? He's a war veteran. You need somebody with Trump's level of I don't give a fuck to go after 50.
Trump lives his life tits up.
Yeah, dude.
Tits up.
Yeah.
Tits up, shoulders back.
Yeah, I don't support him politically, but like I can't just as a man, I can't help but respect the hustle. I mean, that's an incredible way to go. He's just never. Yeah. I think Tim Dillon said something to this effect. Like he's never encountered something in his life where he's like, nah, I can't do that.
Yeah.
He's just like, fuck it, I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With his little puss face, his sour puss face.
Yeah.
He's determined.
But yeah, so apparently Diddy's left the country.
Yeah.
He's fled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was it? Was it on a plane?
On
plane,
his
train,
jet.
or automobiles?
Private jet going to Cape Verde, which notably does not have an extradition treaty with the U.S. So once he gets there, he's home free.
That's home now.
With the Cape Verdeans.
Yeah, they're gonna throw his fucking plane in the ocean. And be like, yeah,
shoot it down.
It crashed.
It'd be funny if it was a Boeing plane. The door flies off. He dies.
Dude, that's sex trafficking, right? That's what it's for.
Many.
There's sex trafficking, right?
I think that's one of them, yeah.
That's what I read.
Sex trafficking, non-consensual sex, like, I don't know if there's a legal term for this, but like basically just abusing his power as somebody, because everybody that is reporting this were all his inferiors at his companies. Yeah. But yeah, Kenny and I were just talking about this. The drugs make this so funny because like he's probably paranoid, and God knows what he's been doing.
Yeah, he's on 600 milligrams of weed edibles at a time, dude.
He was taking 200 milligram weed edibles. This might be my favorite part of the story, because like even if you have a decently high tolerance for weed, that's enough to make a person freak the fuck out.
Yeah.
For that to be a part of your regular routine, it's like Jesus.
They're looking for a private jet. It's just Diddy literally flying high. He's just like,
he's flying. He fed edibles to the pilots. They're like in the back, just like.
No, that's, oh my god, 600 milligrams of edibles.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy. That's what you're living your life to an extreme. Like, that's not a real. Like, when you're at that level of power, you're not a real person anymore, right? Like, you're pushing everything to the limits.
Yeah,
clearly.
he's been at that level for like decades.
For
now.
years,
so,
yeah.
Yeah, I think that's where some of the like pedophilia stuff gets involved, and sex trafficking is because you just get bored of everything.
Like,
it's like what taboo is left to break? I guess I'll do this.
I think
what I'm saying is it could happen to any of us, and we should let Diddy off the hook.
I think he should solely be arrested for what he did to Meek Mill, dude. Disrespect a great Philly rapper like that, dude.
Yeah, I love Meek's response was so funny. It's like
too
pages
good,
and pages of tweets.
I love pussy so much.
So much. All right.
You sure?
Yeah, we were gonna talk about this Saudi thing. I want to look this up.
Oh yeah.
Like exactly.
We could talk about the bridge collapsing as you do that. Yeah. That was fucking nuts.
Yeah. Can you imagine if Diddy was on the bridge? He's one of the people that
Diddy created the diversion to get out.
They're gonna think I was on the bridge. We'll put it out that I was dead.
I saw a funny thing online today. It was like there were 22 Indian guys manning this boat, and the comment was like, "Man, can you imagine what that must have smelled like?" It's just, I don't know. I like that part of the internet. No matter how tragic something is that's happened, you can always count on just an offhand racist remark.
Oh yeah,
it has nothing to do. Yeah, that footage is wild, man. There must be a lot of people dying from that.
From
the bridge collapse.
The bridge.
Yeah. Cars were on the bridge like normal.
I thought. Well, I mean, I thought there was like 6 cars. I mean,
I thought it was more than that.
I think there's 6 people missing. I want to say.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
so they're gone.
Yeah. That's.
I think if they didn't find them within 2 minutes, they could probably stop looking.
That's fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
That's fucking terrifying because you don't have enough time to even try to get out.
Yeah, of course.
Right?
No, that thing just imploded, dude. That was crazy. Like the bridge just was.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah, just one
gone.
thing. Just one. Yeah. One buttress or whatever you call those things.
Was it the tanker hit and then it collapsed, or was it? Do we know?
The tanker hit and it collapsed.
And
immediately, yeah.
Like on the tanker.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. I don't know.
Was that one of those like lift up bridges? Like it was supposed to go up?
No.
So they just thought they could make it?
Dude, I had a dream the other night that I was driving on one of those turn up bridges, and I decided to like try to make the jump.
Oh, that's sick.
And I didn't make it to the other side, and like just as I died, I woke up. I was like, oh.
That always happens.
Fuck. Yeah, it felt real. Yeah, man, I guess don't take bridges or don't get on boats with Indian dudes.
Like, okay. All right. Like, deaths aside, it is reminding me, like, can you imagine that's like a bad day at work, right? You're like you're like, boss, like, can you imagine
calling your
having
boss?
to call your boss?
Oh, all right. I got
dude, you're probably going to see this.
So you might be getting a bill.
Yeah.
For
like,
what?
How'd the shipment go? Not great.
Not great. There was a detour.
Yeah, not perfect. We're currently at the bottom of the river.
City of Baltimore is going to be calling you. We owe them a lot of money.
We owe them a lot of money. You know how Batman sometimes destroys the city on his mission? You're going to get a similar call.
Yeah, that's not asked enough. It's like, how many shipments are successful without destroying bridges?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Let's give them some credit. Yeah. I'm amazed at the physics of some of these boats. It's getting so crazy. Like, the cruise ships especially. They're like 100 times bigger than the Titanic at this point. Just fucking insane. I don't know how somebody figures out the physics of that.
The buoyancy factor. Yeah, no.
Yeah. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, no.
Cruises are fucking awesome, dude. Yeah. The funnest time.
You would be a cruise guy.
Yo.
Dude, I love it.
I get
it's
it.
so fun.
Yo, I get it.
Yeah.
Yo.
It's
I'm a
so
cruise
fun.
girl. Yeah, you haven't been on a cruise?
No.
Oh, dude, it's the best. It's literally the best. Dude.
Why not? What's your...
Because when I travel...
Well, not why not. I mean, they're expensive. Like,
they're cheap. That's why I don't go on. It's that first of all, they're $50, which speaks to the kind of experience you're going to have. And also, there's no actual travel involved. You don't actually go to... Like, I want to explore... If I'm going to travel, I want to explore the world. I mean, it's just a hotel on the water, basically. And I get the appeal of that, particularly, like, if I was, like, in high school... and I was just horny and completely incurious about the world, I mean, a cruise is fucking perfect. You just...
Yeah, but
what are you doing, calling us horny high schoolers? What are you doing right now?
You still go places.
Yeah, but, you know...
You go one place.
I mean, mostly you go to the water. You're just in the ocean.
I did Alaska, and that was fucking dope. That was fucking dope.
Yeah.
It was, we left from Vancouver, and then we went to... oh, fuck. You think I remember? There's one that starts with a K. We went to Denali. We went to Glacier Bay. We went to like 7 different stops, and it was really fucking cool. Like, that one I would definitely recommend. And, like, you can see, like, whales and stuff. Like, all this. Oh, my God. And all the glaciers are gorgeous.
Yeah, that's sick.
See, that I'm totally on board with, because that's... To my point, that's like legitimate travel. You're seeing something in the world. You're not just like in this vast expanse of ocean with nothing to do but like go on the water slide for the 10th time. You know, why is my internet not working? I don't know. Yeah, Alaska fucking rules. People don't realize how big it is. It's like
humbling.
A quarter the size of the rest of the United States.
The landscape is genuinely humbling. Like, all of those mountains and everything. Oh my God, and it's beautiful.
Yeah, I used to go there growing up because my uncle lived out there. He was a pilot for Alaska Airlines, and
cool.
He lived in Anchorage.
Yeah.
And this is what I'm talking about with my youth. I didn't appreciate it at all. We'd go out on his fishing boat and
whatever.
stay on it. Yeah, literally. We would catch salmon and halibut and like grill it on the boat that night. It's like literally the best fish possible that you could have outside of like a sushi restaurant in Japan.
Yeah.
You know. And I didn't appreciate it at all.
At all.
At one point we caught a baby great white shark.
You're like, it's fucking cold.
Yeah, literally. I was like,
great white shark. You guys are gonna have to look up how to clean it, and I don't even know if I like shark. God. All I want to do is jerk off, you guys, and it's too cold.
Literally. That was literally my attitude. I was like, I want to play Pokemon.
It's too cold.
Explore my burgeoning sexuality.
You guys are being dicks about it.
My dad and uncle are like shooting guns at beer cans off the boat. It's like literally the best time possible.
Yeah.
And I was just bitching about it.
Yeah. It's funny the way that you like things that you appreciate as you get older. You really don't. And like then you think back, well, you'll appreciate this when you're older. Think back on when your parents would tell you those like classic lines.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's like, it's got to be tough as a parent because you want to give, I guess, like, if you don't have those kind of experiences growing up, then you think, like, you kind of make it a goal in life to, like, give your kid those experiences.
Yeah.
So I understand that mentality, but as somebody who was given them and didn't appreciate them, like, I'm going to take great pleasure in just taking my kid to McDonald's, looking at my wife like, yeah, this is this is all he wants, trust me.
It's fine.
I don't know why this is taking so long. Oh yeah, so the Saudi thing we wanted to talk about. This is really funny. Saudi Arabia to be appointed chair of UN's Gender Equality Forum amid ongoing assault on women's rights.
Classic.
Ahead of the expected announcement that Saudi Arabia will be appointed chair of the UN Women's Rights Forum at the annual meeting of the UN Commission of the Status of Women today, Amnesty International's Deputy Director for Advocacy, Shireen Tedros, said, "The Commission on the Status of Women has a clear mandate to promote women's rights and gender equality, and it is vital for the chair of the Commission to uphold this. Saudi Arabia's abysmal record when it comes to protecting and promoting the rights of women puts a spotlight on the vast gulf between the lived reality for women and girls in Saudi Arabia and the aspirations of the Commission." They pointed to a couple examples that I thought were just fucking incredible.
They said, "Ooh, we found the perfect prospect for this."
Right? Yeah, it's like I don't even understand how this could have happened. If the logic is like, oh, maybe this will cause Saudi Arabia to get their shit together.
Fix it.
Yeah, that's the only thing that
Reflect
I'm
on
thinking.
it.
That's the only thing that I can think.
Yeah. Saudi Arabian women.
Wait a second. Sorry, I'm realizing something. What is it? The Women's Council? What is it?
It's the UN's Gender Equality Forum.
So yeah, no, the they're acting like women right now. They're like, I can change him. You guys, no, you don't understand. I can change him, and like he just needs like the right influence in order to like be better, and like give it a few years. Like he's been stuck in his ways for a really long time. But, like, if you just give him a second, it's going to be fine. And, like, I can do that because I'm a good person. And
he's literally like, why are you talking?
He's like, shut the fuck up. He's like...
Yeah. Why can I see below your eyes?
I'm super
fucked up. Yeah.
Whore.
It's fucking insane. How did you get here, even?
I like that they also did
those car keys?
What are you? He smacks her. No, but I also like that it happened right at the end of Women's History Month as well. Like, that is delicious. That's phenomenal. I think this is a slip in the simulation, you know? Aren't you ever like... Something's off. This seems like part of it.
Because, like, I've always seen the UN as, like, impotent, like, not able to accomplish what it sets out to, but I've never seen it as, like, outright corrupt. I mean, this is bizarre. This is like giving Qatar the FIFA World Cup.
Yeah.
It's like this bizarre hermit state. I mean,
or they're just fucking trying to have fun. Like, you know how to get the boys riled up right now,
dude? Would be hilarious.
You
know what would be hilarious? Let's make Saudi Arabian women. It'd be like putting Israel at the head of the genocide committee right now. Like, Saudi Arabian women who have tweeted in support of women's rights have been sentenced to some of the longest prison terms Amnesty International has ever documented for simply expressing one's opinions, including sentences of 45 and 27 years.
Jesus.
Just for tweets and, like, Snapchats.
I'm on the board, guys. You guys, they've just been going through a bad time. They're good people. They've got a good heart. I can see it. They've grown up wrong. Like, look at their family background. Look at where they live.
You just like him because he has $1 trillion to
No.
That is so great. That's so true. Yeah, they are. Yeah, I can fix him. That is exactly what's going on there.
New bit, maybe.
Oh God. Yeah, I'm gonna be keeping track of this committee. See what they.
Yeah, we gotta see what's going on here.
Yeah.
That's very funny.
Yeah, it's like when Trump won and he put Rick Perry as the head of the EPA, a guy whose whole thing was like, we need to dismantle the EPA. It's like,
what about the woman that like was in charge of like school? She was in charge of schooling something. I forget.
Yeah, and she was like anti-school, basically.
Like and like her tweet out had like 12 grammatical errors. Like people went through it and corrected the whole thing.
Fucking Melania Trump's like flagship project as first lady was the Be Best campaign, which is about fighting cyberbullying. She's married to literally the biggest cyberbully of all time.
Yep.
I mean, a guy with like 500 million followers tweeting like James Franco's a pussy.
I mean, does that go along with like people being like, she's actually been captured? She doesn't want to be here.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah.
She's like, we have to stop bullying now.
Yeah, just a middle finger at him. I mean,
he's Saudi Arabia. He's just not listening. He's like, why are you? Why are you talking?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, obviously marrying Trump is an insane thing, but like, she kind of rules. Like, she renegotiated. My favorite thing about her is she renegotiated their prenup the moment that he won. It was just literally her being like, all right, if you expect me to participate in this dog and pony show for the next 4 years, like, I'm getting an extra $1 billion when you die. It's basically what that was.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
Fire.
Gorgeous. He was like, I'm bad with money. Nice try.
Yeah. He's signing it like she has no idea how fucking broke I am. It's like, yeah, you'll get a
bankruptcy, bankrupt.
That would be hilarious. If he dies, all of his properties get seized and she's just left broke.
Nothing.
She's like, I sucked that spray tan soaked dick for 20 years for this.
Yeah, if he has to pay out all these lawsuits, that's what's gonna happen. She's not gonna get shit.
Yeah, I mean, it's at a weird place because he owes $450 million. They just knocked it down to $175, like temporarily for the bond. But they'd have to start seizing properties, which means the government would have to actually give fair evaluations of what these properties are worth. So, like, Trump's argument that he's worth $8 billion is all hinged on him evaluating things like Mar-a-Lago, like being worth $1 billion. Yeah. So if the feds come in and are like, no, this is worth like $2 million at most.
Can you imagine? Wait, can you imagine? That would be so funny. We all watch. We all watch him have nothing.
I mean, it's what a good half of the country wants to see happen.
That'd be so funny. Oh yeah, here we go.
Yeah, my internet has decided to work again. Oh,
Hell
maybe.
yeah.
I don't know. We don't normally have this problem. Melania and I share backgrounds. She's also Slovenian. There's a funny clip of like when they first got married, and he brings her on Larry King. It was like, because you're a celebrity, when you get married, you talk about it publicly or whatever. Mm-hmm. And Larry's like, so you're Slovenian. Did you guys go to Slovenia to celebrate it all, see your family? And Trump was like, yeah, we got there. I stepped off the plane and was like, I'm done with this. Just like waved and then got back on. I was like, that is hilarious.
He did.
She's sitting right there, like.
Wait, where?
It's Eastern Europe.
Okay.
Yeah.
How small?
It's tiny. It's beautiful. It's stunning, but it's it's just one of those cold.
Show me a picture. Maybe it'll come up
dark,
in an hour.
If this. Yeah. Oh my
Slovenia,
God.
more like Slovenia. Am I right?
This is insane.
Puns.
Check out. That's what I'm best for. I'm known for puns across my apartment.
Oh.
There we go. Ooh.
Yeah.
Wow,
Austria,
that is gorgeous.
Croatia's
holy shit.
Croatia's the really like underrated, stunning one because nobody's heard of Croatia, but it's like it's on the water. It's on the.
That would be a fun place. Take a cruise there. Yeah. Right next to Puta? No, Pula.
See that would actually make sense to me because you're going up Italy, you can end up in Venice, see Croatia, all this stuff. It's the cruises that are just like you're just in open ocean for weeks at a time.
Yeah.
Did you see the video of that dude that like jumped off a cruise?
Yeah. I did actually.
No.
Guy jumped
Did
off.
He got dared. He got dared to jump.
What happened? How did that end?
He's gone.
Yeah, he's dead, right?
Yeah,
he
he's
died.
gone. He's gone.
Yeah.
He's shark food probably.
Yeah, they saw fins. They saw fins at the last second. Yeah, which actually makes sense because you think about the vastness of the ocean. But of course, sharks are going to follow cruise ships.
Yeah,
because cruise ships are going to dump shit tons of food.
He probably like realistically broke skin when he hit the water.
Probably.
Right? He probably broke some skin, blood,
definitely.
and then they followed the blood.
Yeah. Voyage of the Glaciers. This is not. You don't remember which one it was, do you?
Inside. Vancouver was a part of it.
Anyway, yeah, there's an amazing like. The footage was so crazy because like he jumps off. There's like 50 like high school, college age kids like partying, dancing, laughing, and then they all notice that he's down there, and like as like a shark fin appears, one of the people on the side of the boat just yells "Bye bye."
Speaking of those last comments,
can you imagine like the regret? Like that is.
Can you imagine that being like hearing the last thing you hear as a shark is coming towards you?
Yeah, just zero fucks given. But I mean, at the same time, it's like.
That's beautiful comedic timing.
It's great comedic timing. But like, you can't save that guy. He's done.
Oh yeah, no, he's gone.
He's gone. That's over.
There was a lady that fell overboard,
Wait,
too,
on.
a couple,
Yeah.
not too long ago.
An otter. I saw a bunch of otters when I was out there. Rules. Otters rule.
It's so pretty.
Top 10 animal, dude, definitely.
Yo, it's
Otters.
so fucking pretty.
Yeah,
I would go back. That's because I did when I went up. It was a lot of it was the cruises, so you were only at a place like a few 1 or 2 days. I think honestly only a day.
Yeah.
So if I went back, I would want to go to a certain place and spend a little bit of time and actually explore. You hear about all the do you get into the disappearances that happen in Alaska and stuff? Have you heard about any of those? I know only a loose little bit, and I shouldn't have brought it up. But
no, this kind of true crime is chick stuff. So it's good we have a chick on the podcast to talk about it with.
Chick on the podcast.
Chick on the podcast. Yeah, tell us.
No, it's like I said, I know very little, but it's basically there's a high percentage of disappearances that they don't know if there's something in the woods. It's not necessarily true crime. It's more conspiracy theories slash there's a creature a Bigfoot type creature or something.
Oh, they got the Sam Squanch out there, dude.
Yeah,
that rules.
Yeah, no, something like that in Alaska.
I love that a conspiracy theory can come out of that when Alaska is one of the most. I mean, it's literal frontier. You have grizzly bears, all sorts of predators. People are these people have disappeared into the Alaskan wilderness. There's something suspicious about this. It's the least suspicious thing possible.
Yeah. I swear to God, I could have.
Alaska disappearances.
Yeah, see if I'm crazy. Because I'm bringing this up after
the Alaska
disappearance.
Triangle. That's interesting.
Yeah.
20,000.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we're talking.
Yeah, no, I'm not crazy.
20,000 people have mysteriously vanished. That's so many people.
Yeah.
Holy
well,
shit.
considering, because this is the thing, considering how many people actually travel to Alaska. You know what I mean?
20, I would be willing to bet that Anchorage has fewer than 20,000 people. They're, as a state, they have programs for paying people. You pay negative taxes in Alaska. They pay you to be there.
Yeah. No, exactly. Yeah.
Anchorage population. But yeah, what do you...
Because I want to say it was I forget how many people actually live there. Is it
288,000. So a little under 10% of their capital city's population. While less known than the Bermuda Triangle. You know what? I'm pumped on this because growing up, I thought the Bermuda Triangle was going to be a much figure into our lives a lot more than it has. It's nice that we have a new triangle.
One lady driving a plane, dude, really fucking really did that.
Which has more, isn't it signals and stuff go off in that area though? Isn't it?
Yeah, I think that's why a lot of boats and shit disappear in there.
Yeah.
Mm. I wonder, do you know why?
I have no idea.
Kind of, physics.
Oh, wait. What does this say? In the remote region near Juneau. So go up 2 hairs. In this remote region near Juneau, Alaska, an astonishing number of people, estimated at 20,000 since the 1970s, have vanished. Disappearance rate of 2,500 people. No, 2,250 people annually.
Damn, dude. I wonder how many of those people are people that showed up curious about it, went to investigate, and then got
got disappeared. Well, I also I wonder if it's because obviously it's deep country. Not deep, deep country, but
all of Alaska's
it's wilderness.
Yeah.
So how many of these people are going and then a bear eats them, or you know what I mean? I wonder if it's something that actually, because it's not your normal animals, I guess.
You like to imagine, it's massive. It's just hardcore state of nature. But you like to imagine that this article wouldn't have been written if this was a normal amount of disappearances for this kind of area.
That's fair.
2,250 is a lot considering.
Imagine it's just one serial killer guy.
Such as House Majority Leader Hale Boggs and Congressman Nick Begich disappeared in 1972 while flying from Anchorage to Juneau. Damn.
Whoa, nobody.
Oh, so it's legit like a plane goes missing and shit? This isn't just like people wandering out in the woods?
I guess.
Yeah.
That makes it weirder. Okay.
Like I said, I only, when I was going on, like, conspiracy / like, I like ghost videos and stuff like that. Like, I like watching those. So this came up when I was looking at those. YouTube was like, you might also like.
Well, this is much more substantive than ghosts. I mean, this is really interesting. What is the secret? Sightings of UFOs, ghosts, aggressive Bigfoot.
That's what it might have been. It might have been UFOs. I was looking at.
Ooh, this is fun. Man-eating monster known as a Wendigo. A mythological being with roots in the folklore of Algonquin First Nations tribes. Mysterious UFO sightings. I mean, if I was an alien, I would absolutely be in Alaska.
That would be a great place.
Yeah, why not? We're somewhere in Russia, like just.
Well, I mean, okay.
Deep out.
Is it because like it's so hard to live out there that they haven't made any like cities or anything? I don't know. Like land is land, and people are there's a lot of people. So is it me or is it?
Well, people like to live near people.
People like to live near people.
And people like to live on coasts because that gives you access to the rest of the world. So, like, for example, there's a massive Asian population in California because that's, like, technically the closest we are to Asia. Yep. So, like, people congregate there. Alaska, you'd think more people would be in Alaska considering how beautiful it is. And it has, like, massive oil reserves and stuff. Like,
I guess that's what I mean. Like, it's one of those where, like you said, it's how big compared to like...
It is, yeah.
Like, almost a quarter of, like, the rest of the
US.
US.
One stat that I remember that doesn't really help with this, but, like, apparently, like... What is it, Minnesota? That's the land of 1,000 lakes or something like that? Yeah. Alaska has 2 million lakes.
Like
I mean, that's the scale we're talking about.
It's...
Alaska versus...
Like, I'm not saying, like, all of it should be conquered is the only word that I can think of, but...
So... It's a solid, like, third of the like 2/5 of the United States. Maybe.
So if you consider how much land that is and how little of it is populated, that's all I'm saying. Is I'm surprised it's not more populated. And the places that you go to, they're like lived-in cities. You know what I mean? There's no rebuilding of anything or like trying to expand upon anything, which to me is crazy considering how much land there is.
Well, if you've ever been on like a road trip through like the Midwest, like we were talking about my dad earlier. My dad and I went on a trip to see baseball stadiums when I was a kid because I was super into baseball, and so we flew to Cleveland and then drove to Detroit, Chicago, Milwaukee, St. Louis, and then Kansas City to see baseball games.
Oh, that's fucking sick, dude.
Yeah, it was really good. It was the coolest dad thing ever.
Yeah.
I
hope you appreciated it. I hope you appreciate
that.
I
did appreciate.
Hell yeah.
But I remember one of the lessons he was trying to impart on me is he just wanted me to, because I'd grown up in New York. He was like, "All right, I want you to see America."
Yeah.
And you realize it's just corn, dude. It's just corn forever. And like the idea of us having like an overpopulation problem. I mean, maybe resource wise that's true, but to your point, space wise, it's fucking crazy.
Well, like
you could have New York City's
corn and stuff.
But
this is the thing, corn, like you need certain places in order to have just land where you're farming. Like there's a lot of people, you got to feed a lot of people. Where you're going to get the food, you got to put it somewhere. So like that to me makes sense. You're not farming in Alaska. Alaska is just beautiful and it is unused space. And that in and of itself, kind of crazy where I'm feeding into this conspiracy at the moment, which is why aren't they building there? Why aren't they building? Is something going on over there?
Maybe,
is something going on? Do they know that there are like abductions and they're like, we just don't, this is their space?
I mean, we were going to talk about Boeing earlier. Like, Boeing is a defense contractor, and they apparently recently the suggestion is they unalived a whistleblower.
Yeah.
Who was talking about their insane quality assurance. I mean, like, defense contractors in America are like the most insanely powerful organizations like ever. I would totally buy, conspiracy theory wise, that like Raytheon or whoever just has like an experimentation lab in that area where they're working on shit that they truly cannot. Where even the U.S. government's like, yeah, if somebody shows up, just fucking shoot them, and we won't investigate.
Yeah,
like I could buy that.
Yeah. Something's going on. Like, there has to be something.
It's an Area 51 type deal.
Right? Yeah. That's like, I don't know. It to me, like, it makes sense having a lot of field that you can't use because you're using it for a specific purpose. This isn't being used for a specific purpose. It is all beautiful. It's all wilderness. It's untouched except for what we know is animals. So
it's kind of like the entire state is a national park.
Yeah.
The way it exists.
Yeah. But, like, Denali's the only national park. Well, I don't know if it's the only national park. I think there's actually 8 of them in Alaska.
It's funny because, to your point, I mean, the whole point of a national park is, like, it needs protection. But the most of Alaska doesn't need protection because nobody's fucking there. Nobody's there to abuse the space.
So what are we doing?
What are we doing? I don't know.
What's going on?
I think, like, realistically, I think it's distance from everything else.
Yeah.
Like, even from California or, like, even Seattle, which is, like, the closest major city, I think, that's still several hours on the plane.
Yeah.
It's also frigidly cold, and as True Detective failed to capitalize on, there's a part of the year in some places in Alaska where you literally don't get sunlight for a week at a time.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, well, no, and in that I understand. I'm not saying, like, booming. Like, I definitely don't think, I don't see it being booming, but
at least, like, 1 million
like,
people,
okay, so square miles. Check out what's their population.
Okay, yeah, so Anchorage, which is going to be the most densely populated, we just saw is 228,000.
Because I want to say it's like 1 million.
I'd say it's probably below 1 million, yeah.
Yeah. So
as of 2021, 730, so call it 800 as of now.
So when you consider how much land is there, like when you consider the U.S. has, is it 300 and something, 330 million or something?
There, yeah.
So, like, think about, and obviously you have to take into consideration, right, that, like, a lot of people aren't going to want to live in those types of conditions of Alaska.
Right, yeah.
But even so, it just seems like such a low number.
Yeah.
It just seems like I would accept, even if it was like, I'd be like 5 million. That makes sense. Like, it's not like a lot of people, but like,
even just, I mean, the amount of weirdos in this country that would go somewhere like that.
Like people living underground. People living underground, I bet would love Alaska. They would love Alaska. Like, I don't know. It just...
That's where we should move all the homeless to.
Yeah, dump them in Alaska.
Free flights to Alaska.
Pay them, because they pay people to live there, right?
Settle Alaska.
Yeah.
Like colonize it.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Be the second nations there.
Yeah. I know there's a lot of, like, protected Native American land. There's a decent amount of protected Native American land out there.
I'm sure there is.
A couple casinos.
I remember not being very surprised about how much Native American history I learned when I was there, because I didn't pay attention during history class, or it just wasn't taught.
Another thing that's completely wasted on the youth, history class.
Literally.
Like, I'm obsessed with history now. I couldn't have given a fuck. Like, I'm halfway through a book on Benjamin Franklin. It's riveting. And, like, seriously. And, like, every few hours I'll hear a fact and I'll be like, oh, somebody tried to teach me that at some point.
I vaguely remember this.
Yeah, I vaguely remember. Yeah.
Yeah, no, literally.
Yeah, I'll, like, hear something and I'll be like, this guy's the fucking man. And I'll realize, oh, yeah, they tried to teach me this.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great point. You'd think there would be more people there. I mean, to me, it just speaks to this weird psychology we have as humans. I mean, Jerry Seinfeld had a bit about this, just talking about the insanity of a place like New York City.
Yeah.
Where we stack I mean, people will pay thousands of dollars to live in a shoebox because they want to. I mean, apartments the size of my fucking closet.
Yeah.
Which people who aren't here, it's not big. Like, that's we want to live near each other.
Yep.
Even if it's completely unreasonable. Yeah. It's like that.
I mean, I don't know if New York is because you want to live near people as much as you want to live near opportunity.
That's true. Yeah, near opportunity, near hot people.
I would argue people in New York are like, get the fuck away from me.
Yeah, if you're like a big rat person, you might want to live in New York. Yeah.
But yeah, no, I know what you mean. Like, community is obviously so essential to the human experience.
Yeah.
To the human experience, it's necessary for life. Even if you're like, even if you're a mole person, you're still part of the mole community.
Exactly.
Like they're still with each other. It kind of brings us
back to the whole like incel thing, kind of full circle. It's like that's what these people are lacking is community. Yeah. And it's funny. I wondered this. Like they have a community now of fellow incels.
They're just jerking each other off at this point.
They are, but I wonder, like, because your first thought is like, oh, they're just going to make it worse because they're going to feed into each other's own ideas. But at least now they're socializing. Yeah. They have some kind of outlet.
They, like, hear each other saying it out loud from another person, and they're like, wait, that's crazy. It's me when I was, like, in my early 20s, and my dad was like, you need to take responsibility, and then I was babysitting, like, 3-year-olds, and I heard these 3-year-olds saying excuses I was making. Oh, my God. Yeah. As a 21-year-old, I was like, you need to get it together. It's time to grow up. Maybe if you hear it from somebody else's mouth, and
they're like, realize, oh, fuck, is that what I sound like?
Is that what I fucking sound like? Yeah. They're like, Carl sounds like a fucking asshole. And they're like, you just were saying that, Richie.
I had a whole bit about this, about how, like, this is why cocaine isn't as prevalent as it could be, is, like, people do it, and they're like, oh, this is awesome. And then they hang around somebody who's on it, and they're like, this is a fucking nightmare. This person sucks. I can't be like them.
How prevalent do you think it should be? Because I feel like it's pretty prevalent.
Well, considering how
maybe it's just because I'm in the comedy scene. I'm just like...
True. True.
And the restaurant scene, I'm just like consistently surrounded by. I'm just consistently. I'm Scarface. I'm Scarface. I don't do cocaine. That I chill with weed. I'm.
That's good.
Yeah, I'm not. I feel like I'm too hyped up as a person as it is. Like people are always like, "Do you like sativas?" I'm like, dude, I'm trying to make my brain chill the hell out for a quick sec. I'm not trying to go 1,000 miles a minute all the time. Yeah. Maybe I should. I'd lose some weight. I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Although weed, funnily enough, like if you smoke it regularly enough, like you get the munchies for a while, but then your body needs it for the munchies, and then it stops entirely. So the super stoners you'll notice are really like the Wiz Khalifas and Snoop Dogg's of the world are real thin.
Yeah. Mm. Yeah. No. It's true. It's also funny the way that it helps with certain things. Like the way it goes from it takes, like when I first started smoking, I remember I accidentally smoked. I smoked before I went to the Apple store and then was aggressively high before my appointment at the Apple store. And I remember being like, how am I gonna get through this? And it's so funny, like how it would just take over like your being when you or the way it takes over your being when you first start getting high. And then as you get used to it and you're doing it, for me, it helps. It helps so much. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Like, I had a manager tell me you're like a chicken with its head cut off when you're not stoned before work. And I'm like, heard. I'll make sure to do that every single time now. Thanks.
Yeah, I don't even like smoke weed anymore. Mm-hmm. I lost my love for it.
That's wild to me. I
started having like panic attacks.
You seem like a stoner.
No, I used to be.
Yeah.
But like, I started having like panic attacks when I would smoke. And I was like, why am I...
People age into that. It's so interesting.
Dude, I was like, why am I paying like $80, $90 a week to fucking freak out every day, dude?
Fucking freak out.
What am I doing,
Was it shit that like you probably should have been like introspective on?
No, probably not. Yeah. No. I just was like hypochondriac type shit. Like I'd be like, oh fuck, I'm dying. That's totally different every time.
Oh yeah, that's not helpful at all.
No,
I have found it to be kind of useful. I mean, probably not useful enough to be worth it, but like I've had a couple weed paranoia panic attacks that have just caused me to look very honestly at things in my life that I need to change.
That's like
that on a day-to-day basis, I'm not really thinking about it. Then I get high and I'm like, I really need to do my taxes.
Yeah, it's helped me like personality stuff. Like I said, like when I was like, you need to rethink your fucking shit. When I was younger, it was because I like started smoking and my weed was like, you could be a better person. You could figure some stuff out. Maybe it's not everybody else. Maybe a little bit is you. And let's take a quick little look at that. And like there's been some shit going on with me that when I would smoke recently, the only time it was coming out and I was allowing myself to, or my brain was allowing me to figure and like think about that stuff was when I was high. And it's like, I was like, I don't know if I should keep smoking and actually deal with this, or take a
state-dependent memory thing.
Take
almost,
a tolerance break. Yeah.
That's interesting. Yeah, I feel like that's, from what I gather, that's functionally what people are getting at with like ketamine therapy and things like that, is it puts the patient in a mindset where they can think about what they need to think about without being so triggered that it becomes useless.
Yeah.
They can like step outside their body and process it in that way. That makes sense.
That's like mushrooms and stuff like helps with shit like that too. It's like state of mind and actual true surveillance of who you are as a person.
Right.
From like an outside perspective almost.
Yeah, like bird's eye view of Well, we're at an hour 10 here.
Ooh.
Yeah,
this is fun.
Has been super fun, Alexis.
Yeah,
Thank
this
you.
is fun.
Thank you for coming through. And we'll have you back with serving.
Yeah, exactly. The serving to my blunt.
Yes. Do you have anything you feel like promoting?
I am, serving blunt is really cool. I'm starting a like sort of stop motion thing called Chipper Middle, which I'm working on right now. And that's going to be on a channel called It's a Bit Sketch. Okay. So it's going to be bits and sketches and all that jazz. I'm really excited about it, actually. This Chipper Middle shit I've been working on with my friend Elaine, who... like my little plug, she's amazing, so funny and creative, but we've been working on this for a while and like writing scripts for it, and now it's like coming to life, which is cool. So stay tuned for Chipper Middle, little stuff like that.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Fuck yeah, man.
Awesome.
Hell
yeah.
I have a show at Tavern in the Square on, I believe, the 7th. I should probably know, but I'm gonna be hosting it, and it's gonna be super fun.
Yep.
What about you, Kenny?
Come to the Point on Tuesdays, premiere on Broadway. This will be out after that show, so April 5th is the next one. Boom.
Hell yeah. Bye.
Bye.
Don't let them get you down. What if